my entire weight loss journey, I have not eaten one salad.
Beautiful painter, I love the way you painted the sky tonight. Beautiful savior, come have your way in me, you're my one desire.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 tips that help me lose weight fast. And what I mean by fast is, if you watch my weight loss video I posted a couple of days ago where I talked about how I lost almost 30 pounds. The first year of my weight loss journey I lost about 10-ish pounds, 7 to 10 pounds, but just within the last 4 months I lost like 20 something, so like more than double the rate of me losing weight just by implementing these super honestly easy and simple weight loss tips. So before we get started, make sure if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button, put your notifications on so you don't miss any uploads. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram for daily content, and check out my hair care line if you're interested in getting some products to help promote growth. Guys, we are almost done with Vlogmas. It is kicking my butt, but we're pushing through, and I haven't missed a day, so I'm super proud of myself, so please give me a high five in the comments. All right, guys, let's get started. So I would highly recommend going back and watching that weight loss video where I kind of explain my whole journey. I feel like that will help kind of give you a little bit of background about some of the things I'm going to be talking about, which I kind of touched on a little bit in that video. Also, just go check out that whole weight loss playlist. Like, come on now, like, give me some views, okay? Just give me some views. But these 5 tips that I implemented, I definitely noticed just a huge difference in my weight loss. I finally started seeing results like a lot faster, and it just planned out well. I actually weighed myself this morning, and I was like 142.6. So my goal is to just see 139 point something by the end of the year. I just want to make it to the 130s, even if it's just like a weird glitch on the scale for a quick second. And then Valentine's Day is my true goal. I want to be 135 pounds by Valentine's Day, so we'll see how that goes. So the first thing that I would recommend when it comes to losing weight quickly is to start off like super dramatic. Now, what I mean by this is you want to go hard. Your first, at least for me, that's what helped. Going really hard at the beginning of my weight loss journey, because it really helps to just kind of solidify the discipline of losing weight, so that when you go and you chill out and you go like on a regular weight loss journey, it's like super easy. So what I mean by that is, for example, if you check out the video that I posted yesterday, I posted a juice cleanse that I did. That juice cleanse I did in August, and that started my weight loss journey. If I never would have done that juice cleanse, I most likely would not be down 30 pounds now, because I just wouldn't have had the discipline to keep going. So what I mean by that is, on that juice cleanse, I did it for 12 days. If you watch the video, I did not eat solid food. I did not eat solid food for almost 2 weeks, and just mentally, in my head I was like, okay, if I can eat no solid food for 2 weeks, it's no big deal to eat a lower calorie diet. Like, it's no big deal to cut my portions in half. Like, that's so much better than not eating anything. I'm getting to eat food. Like, I was excited to start eating healthy. Doing something super dramatic can help to really like change your discipline and change your mindset when it comes to weight loss, to where it's like a breeze to do like the healthy stuff now because you went super dramatic. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do a juice cleanse. You can do maybe OMAD, which is eating 1 meal a day for 7 days, or I don't know, only doing like fruits and veggies. If you are a Christian, maybe if you're not a Christian, you might have heard of it as well, the Daniel fast, which is basically where you just eat fruits and vegetables, that's it. No meat, no dairy, no grains, breads, nothing. And I think you do that for like a month. You start out the year with it. It's like a thing we do in church. So if you want to do that, you can do that. You can do maybe just eating salads for the next 7 to 10 days, or doing like absolutely no takeout. And like, you just want to go really hard at the very beginning of your journey, because it's just going to make you being consistent with something that's a little bit lighter as far as your weight loss journey a lot easier. So again, not eating solid food for 14 days basically made it super easy for me to go the next 2 months eating a lower calorie diet, not including certain things in my diet, having smaller portions, because I was like, anything is way easier than not eating solid food for 14 days. And also, it's just like, me not eating solid food for 14 days really helped me to know that I am capable of doing a lot of things I didn't realize. I never thought I would get past day 3 on my juice cleanse in order to get the results that I wanted. So the fact that I made it 2 weeks, it made me think, oh, if I can go 14 days without eating solid food, I can do anything. Losing weight should be a breeze now because I've done the hardest of the hardest. You see what I'm saying? So I would personally recommend going hard at the very beginning of your weight loss journey, whether that's a 7-day thing, a 2-week thing like I did. You can go 3 weeks. And also, when you go really, really hard, you see results a little bit quicker, so that can motivate you to keep going. Because one of the things that I found to be really difficult when it came to me like finally being consistent with my weight loss journey is that like it takes about 3 to 5 weeks for you to start seeing results. So during that time, you have to be consistent when you're not seeing anything. And so for me, I never got past that point of just like being consistent when I wasn't seeing anything to get to the point where I started seeing results. I would quit before I got to actually see results from, you know, the long-term, you know, healthy eating or whatever I was doing. And so by doing the juice cleanse, I saw results quickly. And yeah, even though some of that was water weight or whatever, just seeing the scale go down for me helped motivate me to understand like, hey, if I'm consistent, the scale is going to go down. I just think for me personally, it was more so about the mindset and the mentality of doing the juice cleanse that helped me with my weight loss journey versus like the actual physical results that I saw, because about 50% of it was water weight. So it did take me a long time to actually like lose fat to get those same numbers on the scale, if that makes sense. And also when it comes to working out, what I did very dramatic regarding that helped me be consistent was I did a 5-week challenge. I talked about this a little bit in the weight loss video, and also it's a highlight on my Instagram. I documented the whole thing if you want to check that out. It's under weight loss. But basically for 5 weeks, really it was like 3.5 weeks though, but I try to be consistent all 5 weeks. I worked out twice a day, Monday through Thursdays. So in the morning, I was walking like an hour on the treadmill. And then in the afternoon, I was doing like 15 minutes of cardio and 45 minutes of either weightlifting or Pilates. And like, I never thought I could do that. And so by doing that for 3.5, 4 weeks, especially when I wasn't seeing results, that took a lot of discipline. Like way more discipline than I thought I had. So to go from working out twice a day to now only having to work out once a day. And also I was working out 6 days a week. So going twice a day, Monday through Thursdays, and then working out Fridays and Saturdays once a day, to going to just working out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, which is 5 days a week, once a day, and only doing about 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes of a workout. It's like nothing. To me, I'm thinking in my head, it's so much easier than working out twice a day. And I actually enjoy it now because it's a lot less working out. So it's like going really hard at the beginning really just helps your mindset, in my opinion. It really helps me to like understand that losing weight wasn't that hard. Versus before I did these things, I thought it was like the hardest thing in the world to work out 5 days a week. I just couldn't do it. And now it's like super simple. Like for example, today it's almost 7:30 and I haven't worked out, but I'm for sure going and I'm excited to go. Versus before all this, I'd be like, oh, it's 7:30. I don't feel like working out. It's so hard. Blah, 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 whatever. So yeah, that's my first tip. Go really hard at the beginning. Just do like a couple weeks, honestly, and it will make the rest of your journey a lot easier. Once you start seeing those results and stuff, you're going to want to keep going anyway. So okay, so number 2, this isn't for everybody, but this really worked for me. I wasn't expecting it to work for me, and honestly I did not start this in order to lose weight, but I stopped eating gluten and dairy. So after I did the juice cleanse, I talked about this in the weight loss video. Please go watch that. It will help you out a lot. But in the weight loss video, I talked about how after that juice cleanse, I had detoxified my body completely from like everything. And then like I talked about how I did it for 12 days, and in the 13th and the 14th day, all I did was drink broths, and so in like soups. And so I had like those Campbell soups, and I remember the second I started eating the soups, I was so bloated, and I was like, how? I'm not eating solid food. I'm not eating anything unhealthy. Why am I getting super bloated over soups? It's not solid. And then I looked on the back of the can, and it's like contains milk, and I was like, okay, well. And then I looked it up. I was like, dairy and bloating and stuff, and I found out that dairy and gluten can cause bloating, especially if you're lactose intolerant or have a gluten intolerance or a gluten allergy. And so I've never been tested for these things, but I was like, having one little bite of soup makes me feel pregnant because it contains milk. Maybe I might be lactose intolerant. And so what I did is I stopped eating dairy, and I was like, you know what, let me just try gluten too, just in case I might have a gluten intolerance. So I was like, let me leave these out of my diet and just see how it works for my bloat. Literally, I was just doing it for my bloating and for the way that I felt. But along the way, after doing that for a couple weeks and I started to lose weight, I realized that I was losing a lot of weight because if you think about all of the unhealthy foods that we like to eat, most of them contain either gluten or dairy. I like cookies, I like cupcakes, I like Chick-fil-A, I like pizza, I like basically any and every unhealthy food you can think of, I like, right? And about 90% of those things contain either gluten or dairy. So by cutting out gluten and dairy from my diet, I was automatically cutting out a lot of super high calorie foods that are preventing me from losing weight. So by cutting out all those things and honestly just being forced to eat more veggies and more things like oats and rice, which are gluten-free, and doing like dairy-free substitutes, I was eating a lot less calories, which was helping me be in a higher caloric deficit and helping me lose a lot of weight. So for example, when I make Alfredo, right? Usually I use a bunch of heavy cream, butter, and Parmesan cheese, and it's super high in calories because dairy is very high in calories. But because I was dairy free, I was like, okay, and I had to use like sunflower butter and cauliflower and like blend it together with some like tofu and whatever to make like an Alfredo sauce. And it was like, I want to say a third of the calories for like the whole thing. So by automatically cutting out dairy and gluten from my diet, I automatically was just eating better and eating less calories. And I found that my meals were a lot more filling too because I was eating more veggies and eating more high volume foods because I didn't have a choice. And another example of that is like with the gluten, right? I have not really eaten pasta or breads or anything in a very long time. So if I do eat pasta, I do like spaghetti squash, which is like literally like a fourth of the calories of a serving size of pasta for a whole thing of spaghetti squash. Or I'll make my own bread with oat flour, and because of that, I'm making the bread myself, putting in all the ingredients, and I'm able to like really be aware of how many calories I'm eating. And I can eat like a whole loaf of bread this thick for legit like 230 calories, versus if you eat that in regular bread, that's like 400 or 500 calories. So you see what I'm saying? So by cutting out gluten and dairy from my diet, not only did it help my digestive system and I can eat now and still have a relatively flat stomach, I don't feel pregnant and bloated and gassy and weighed down and constipated to your mind, but also it helped me to be in a higher caloric deficit because I was basically forced not to eat higher calorie foods that normally I would, that would prevent my weight loss. So just keep that in mind. That might not be something for you, but that's something that definitely helped for me, and it was honestly unintentional. So, and also just one more thing with that, okay, so the next thing, and this is probably one of the more important things, is that I had to understand that in order for me to have a successful weight loss journey, it had to be one that worked for me. I know there are... Alright, so the third tip that I have for y'all is probably the one that I find personally to be the most important, and that is making your weight loss journey something that you enjoy. I don't know about y'all, but what really like had me struggling with being consistent with weight loss was thinking that I'm gonna have to suffer for like months to get my dream body, right? I'm gonna have to sit here and like be in the gym 2 hours a day every single day and like eating like a bird, not enjoying. Like I really thought it's gonna be like a miserable time, but slowly but surely I learned that you can lose weight and still enjoy yourself. Like I honestly don't feel like I'm missing out on anything by being on a weight loss journey. I don't feel like I'm missing out on food. I don't feel like I am doing the most in the gym. I don't feel like I have to sacrifice my time to go work out or anything. It's just life now. Like it's just a normal part of my life. And so I feel like what helped with that is, number one, for sure, is finding ways to make what I eat like good. That was a big thing for me, is like even when I talked about this in my juice cleanse video, like I could not be consistent with that juice cleanse for as long as I did if I did not like the juices that I was drinking. It just wasn't going to happen. So the same thing with my weight loss journey. There was no way I was going to be consistent if I had to constantly, day after day, week after week, eat things that I didn't like. And so every single time I've lost weight in the past, it's always been like I had to eat foods that may not have been my favorite. I felt like I wasn't barely eating and I was hungry all the time. But one thing that I really learned is like just a quick tip about that is eating higher protein really keeps you full. Like I ate at 3 o'clock today and it's almost 8 o'clock right now and I'm about to go work out. I'm not hungry. I'm a little bit hungry, but I'm not super hungry, right? Because I had a super like high protein of my first meal. But when it comes to foods, you know, at first I was like nervous about it because no dairy, no gluten. I was like, how in the world am I gonna give up cheese? I love cheese, right? How am I gonna give up pasta and bread? But you know, over time, I learned about substitutes that taste just the same, or sometimes they don't taste the same, but they still taste good, and so that's enough for me. I learned, you know, really, really good recipes. If y'all watch my meal prep weight loss video that I posted like earlier in Vlogmas, I made like this pumpkin bread, and it was so freaking good, and it was super low in calories. It was dairy and gluten free, and it didn't make me miss out on like regular pumpkin bread, which I like. Or like coffee creamers, right? I thought, oh my goodness, like coffee for me, that has to be on point, right? So I thought I was gonna be missing out because I couldn't do like super high calorie coffee creamers and stuff anymore. But after doing my research and taking my time, I found some really good alternatives. Some of them are dairy free, some of them aren't. I'm pretty much dairy free, but that's one of the things that sometimes I do and sometimes I don't when it comes to my coffee creamer. But I found like really good coffee creamers that are lower in calories and that are healthier for you that still taste good and can still make my coffee taste good. The transition from milk to oat milk, at first it was very weird, but now I genuinely love oat milk. I don't feel like I'm missing out on milk when it comes to like certain things that I cook with or anything like that. So it's just very important that you find ways to make foods that you like. Like there is no one size fits all for weight loss. Some people, they like to eat like 6 small meals in a day. Some people like to eat 2 big meals like me. I usually eat 2 big meals and I do a snack. That's what works for me because I just don't have the time to just eat, you know, every 2-3 hours. That just isn't me. So you just want to make your weight loss journey something that you enjoy. That way you can, you know, actually do it. And the same thing goes with working out. Everybody's like, you gotta lift weights, so you gotta do hip thrusts, you gotta do this, and yeah, there are certain types of exercises you should be doing if you want certain results. But if you're just talking about losing weight, you can go walk. There are so many people who have lost weight simply by just like walking for an hour a day. That's a lot of calories you burn. That's really good. Some people, they like to do weightlifting. They don't really like to do cardio. That's fine. Some people, now if you're trying to get like a shape and grow muscle and stuff, you're gonna have to weight lift. Like just doing cardio isn't gonna work. But what I'm saying is, even when it comes to that, do workouts that you like. Okay, for example, I don't like Bulgarian, what they call them, those Bulgarian lunges or whatever, where like your legs up on like the little thing and you're like doing those lunges. I forgot what they're called, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I don't like those, so I don't do them. And I'm still losing weight, I'm still growing a booty, I'm still looking great, but I just don't do that workout because I don't like it. So what I do instead is I looked up, okay, what muscles does this workout target that makes it so popular, and what are some alternatives? And I found an alternative that I like better, and I do that now. So you see what I'm saying? So you just want to make sure that you are tailoring your weight loss journey to stuff that you like. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to do it. Like, for example, I hate salad. My entire weight loss journey, I have not eaten one salad. I don't like salad. I don't know what it is. I'm not a huge fan of salad. Sometimes it hits, but eating that like for a whole week as a meal, no, I hate salad. So I didn't eat it. But I'm still losing weight. I still look great, and it is what it is. You see what I'm saying? So you just want to make sure that you are finding foods that you genuinely enjoy that are healthy, and it's possible. Like I said, I don't feel like I'm missing out on food. I get to treat myself once a week, go out, do something, you know, eat somewhere, go to lunch or something with somebody. But for the most of the time that I'm like living my life, I'm eating healthy and I'm eating good and I'm eating things that are low calorie, high protein, but I'm enjoying those foods. Like I look forward to what I eat, you know, every single day. It's not something like, ugh, I just really, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, if you have a weight loss journey that you don't like, you're going to be tempted to just go back to your regular ways, because a big reason why we gain weight is because we like how food tastes. We like how unhealthy food tastes. So if you change that to liking how healthy food tastes, because you find healthy foods that you like and that fit your taste and fit your taste buds, you'll be more likely to go to those things instead of going to pizza or Chick-fil-A. And again, there are a lot of substitutions out there. I just saw a video the other day of like someone making McDonald's chicken nuggets that were literally like super low calorie and high in protein, and they were super healthy, and they taste just like, people were saying they taste just like the McDonald's chicken nuggets. So that's a great way. You know, you can still eat foods that you like, just making them healthy. It's possible to have a weight loss journey that you like and that you enjoy. That's all I'm trying to say. Just make sure that you're not suffering, because you're not going to be able to stick with it. Period. Okay, next tip. So my fourth tip kind of ties into the third one, and that is consistency. And I know like literally almost every single weight loss video that you look at, they're gonna say, oh, you gotta be consistent. And it's true, because you do need to be consistent. But what I want to emphasize is that consistency looks different for everybody. I kind of talk about this when I talk about like your hair growth journey. Basically, like how often you wear your hair out depends on how often you have to be consistent with your routine. Kind of tying that into weight loss, depending on your goals and just depending on what you mentally can handle, your consistency might be different from somebody else. Some people's consistency is like they have to be in the gym 2 hours every single day. that's what they want to do. Maybe they're a bodybuilder, maybe they are just super fit, maybe like working out is like their relaxing time, so they have to do it. Do 2 hours every single day, or maybe they're trying to get results by a certain time. So for them, but for someone like me, being in the gym 2 hours 7 days a week, that is not something I can be consistent with, so I don't do it. Instead, my consistency is about an hour in the gym 5 days a week. Like, we don't do nothing extra around here, okay? Or, for example, somebody's consistency, they're starting off slower. They just kind of want to build up their stamina and their discipline regarding weight loss. They might start off with their consistency being they can eat whatever they want, but they just can't, get takeout. And they have to be consistent with that 7 days a week. For someone like me, that's not enough to get the results that I want. I have to do more than just not eat takeout. I have to be like, okay, you can't have this, this, or this, and you have to eat this and this every single day. And for me, that's my consistency. But again, there is a reason why like almost every single weight loss video that you see is going to tell you to be consistent, because what I've been learning recently, and it's something that I knew, but like didn't really click until I started actually like thinking this way, is that consistency matters way more than intensity, okay? So that's why, again, going back to my last point, like everybody's weight loss journey is different. So just because you're not doing what someone else is doing doesn't mean you're not going to see results, because it's about consistency. So I saw a video on TikTok one time of somebody saying like working out in the gym 2 hours, going super hard, doing that 3 days a week is not going to get you as good of results as you working out for 30 minutes 5 days a week, right? Because it's about being consistent. It's about being in the gym for 30 minutes every single day versus going hard and doing a super intense workout that you see Susie Lee over there that weighs 150 pounds but all of its muscle doing her workouts. Like, you see what I'm saying? So your consistency is going to be different than theirs. Now, of course, you have to be realistic. You can't be like, oh, I'm going to lose weight and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop eating fried food, right? But your portion sizes are twice the size. It's not going to help you. So, you have to be very realistic when it comes to your weight loss journey and your weight loss plan and the things that you want to do. But just, again, tying back to that last point, you have to be consistent for you. So a lot of people, when they look at my weight loss journey, they're like, there's no way that I could have been consistent working out 2 days, twice a day for 4 days a week during, in October when I was doing that 5-week weight loss challenge. Some people might be like, in August, they're like, there's no way I can be consistent drinking just juices for 12, 14 days. Like, for them, that's not being consistent. That's totally fine. So I just think it's important that you kind of figure out what your own weight loss plan is and figure out what goals you need to set for yourself and the things that you need to do to achieve those goals, and be consistent with that. And again, be realistic. Don't be trying to do bare minimum, because you're not going to get mad because you're not going to see any results like in the time that you want. So, be realistic about your, exercise consistency and about your eating and healthy diet consistency, but just understand that like your consistency is your consistency. It don't got to be nobody else's. Because I get a ton of comments of people saying, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I'm like, baby, I dropped 30 pounds. I'm going to do whatever I need to do. You see what I'm saying? So just make sure that you are not like comparing yourself to other people. But again, understanding if you want to lose weight, you have to be consistent. Like, you can't just like do it for a week and then get mad. Again, understand there's this point during weight loss where you have to go a couple weeks being consistent and being disciplined, and you're not going to see any results. And then one day you're going to wake up and you're going to start seeing results, and that's going to motivate you to keep going another stretch. Until you get to that stretch, you have to just be consistent. It sucks, but for me, I remember when I was doing my 5-week challenge, I was thinking, I don't want to do this, but I know I want good results, and that was it. And so I kept going for weeks when I didn't see any results. Even just recently, I just changed my diet to actually tracking my protein and hitting my high protein goals and doing low calories. I just started seeing results, and I'm on my 3rd week of that. So for the first 2 weeks, the scale actually went up a little bit, and now finally it's going down, and now I'm like, oh, I can actually get into the 130s. I wasn't sure, but now I can. So you gotta be consistent, okay? But you can do it. Okay, and then my very last point, this is also something you probably hear a lot in weight loss videos, but I'm just gonna say it because it's true. I didn't peep game until I peep game, and that is, you have to change your perspective, okay? If you're someone that's just like, I'm gonna do this for 2 months, and then I'm gonna go back to eating the way I wanna eat, you're never gonna keep the weight off. This has to be a lifestyle change, and I know that's super annoying to hear. It's super repetitive to hear, especially if you're like trying to lose weight and you're watching a bunch of weight loss videos right now. That's an annoying thing to hear, but it's so true. This is the best I've ever felt and looked in my life, and this is the first time in my life. I've lost weight about 2 or 3 times since being an adult. I've gained 10 pounds, lost 10 pounds, gained 15 pounds, lost 15 pounds. This is the first time in my life where I gained 30 pounds and had to lose 30 pounds. So this is the first time where the chunk of weight was super big. But I feel like this is the most successful I've ever been on my weight loss journey because I finally started looking at weight loss as just me changing to a healthier lifestyle. I can see myself living this way, you know, in 12 months still eating this way. Now, of course, you know, I'm going to be eating more because I won't need to be in a caloric deficit once I hit my weight loss goals. But I'm saying, like, I'm planning once I hit my weight loss goals in Valentine's Day, because I'm speaking that's going to be my day I stop losing weight, is I plan on, you know, joining a Pilates class and doing that 2-3 times a week. I plan on, you know, joining a gym and making it to the gym, you know, 3-4 days a week, like making it a part of my regular life to be working out 3-4 days a week to stay active and to stay healthy. I plan on living a life where I continuously, like, permanently stop eating gluten and stop eating dairy. Yes, it helped with my weight loss, but also I like the way that it makes me feel. I like how good my digestion is now. I like how things, you know, go out when they're supposed to go out. If that makes sense. Like, I like feeling good and clean. And not feeling frumpy and pregnant and bloated, literally having the time when I eat, because if I eat before I go somewhere, I'm going to look pregnant, right? I genuinely enjoy that, and I want that to be part of my lifestyle. Now, of course, there's a balance. So, like, for example, I've been traveling, you know, these holidays. I went home for Thanksgiving. I'm going home for Christmas. And, yeah, we eat stuff that has gluten and dairy. And so, yeah, 1 or 2 days, I might have eaten something that wasn't dairy or gluten-free. But the second I get back to, you know, my apartment and my daily life, I'm back to no dairy, no gluten. You see what I'm saying? So, it's just a lifestyle. And I feel like because I have just kind of changed my lifestyle, I've been more successful with my weight loss journey. And also, this is gonna help me keep the weight off, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of yo-yoing when it comes to my weight. I'm tired of having, you know, being a good weight for a year, and then the next year I gain 15 pounds and I gotta spend 6 months trying to lose that, and I lose it, and then I get depressed and I gotta gain more weight. You know, I'm just tired of going back and forth. Like, this time I really want to keep it off, like, forever. I told myself I never want to get over 150 again, but really over 145. That's my thing. Once I hit my goals, I don't ever want to get over 145. But I'm telling y'all, when you change your perspective and make it a lifestyle and make it about you just being a healthier person and living healthier, and you, like, having it in your mind that just because you hit your weight loss goals doesn't mean you're going to stop your healthy eating. Doesn't mean you're going to stop being consistent working out. Because doctors tell us, just in general, like, they'll tell the healthiest person in the world, you still need to be active. You still need to go for walks. You still need to eat healthy. You still need to do all this stuff. And if you're like me, you need to make it a lifestyle, otherwise you're gonna gain the weight back. I've been shown that. I have gained and lost weight. I'm telling y'all, I have yo-yoed so much since graduating high school when it comes to my weight, and I finally feel like I'm at a place where I'm, like, almost to my goals. I've never been this close to my weight loss goals ever in my life, and I don't want to lose it when I get it. So just make sure you are changing your perspective. And I know it's hard because you're literally going from having these really bad habits to being like, when I started, I was like, there's no way I can go forever without cheese. There's no way I can go forever without gluten or pasta, whatever. But if you just make it a lifestyle and you have a balance, you know, every now and again you do eat dairy, you do eat gluten, but, like, on a regular basis, you're just making healthier choices. You're making healthier, you know, active decisions with the way that you work out and things like that. I'm telling you, you're going to be so successful because it's going to be something that's ingrained in you, not something that you just force to do for a temporary time and you just go back to what you're doing. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Those are my 5 tips that helped me lose weight so quick. Again, the first 10 pounds that I did lose took me about 12 months, and the 20-something pounds I've lost recently have just been over the past 4 months. So I've lost a lot more weight in a couple months than I have in an entire year. So implementing these 5 tips, which they're not really that difficult, it's just that it just takes a lot of discipline to do them. But once you do them, I'm telling you, you can be very successful. And again, just want to emphasize, you're going to go through a point where you're going to be working out and doing everything you're supposed to do and eating right, and you're not going to see any results. You have to push through that, because I'm telling you, the results are coming. I've had like 2 or 3 of those moments. The results are coming. So just trust me. Keep going. I don't care if you wake up every single day and the scale ain't moving, the scale went up. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, the results will come automatically. They have no choice. It just might take time. So alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button. Put your notifications on so you don't miss the rest of Vlogmas. We're almost done. Oh, I'm so excited. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram for daily content, and check out my hair care line if you're interested in getting some products to help promote growth. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Beautiful painter.